we can change the world. This is one of those expressions that are often thrown around in a bid to add color to speeches or to embellish content. But there are some people who, when they use such an expression, they actually mean it. Ifie MP Sekibo has been described by some as an enigma, probably in some way because of his characteristic reluctance to be in the spotlight, but more likely because of his deep love for empowering people to build sustainable wealth-generating systems, or his passion for supporting youth initiatives, his modest yet relentless tenacity, and his unique ability to drive a vision that challenges the status quo. A man who believes that no person is done until they have left something behind that defies time. Ifie Sekibo, who has for decades now had a proven track record of resuscitating moribund entities, has been driven by his mantra to help those who never thought they could make a name for themselves to do so, and help those who have done so to preserve it. He believes that we can change the world, especially those who have had the privilege of knowing and working with him in any capacity, and he backs up this belief with words and deeds, each and every day as a leader, mentor, and friend to so many. Every legacy has a story, and this one is turning a new chapter. In 2012, Ifie Sekibo became the chief executive of Heritage Bank, having led the team that acquired the banking license of Societe Generale Bank of Nigeria, SGBN. This marked the beginning of one of the most inspirational journeys of a business leader in this part of the world. It has been 10 years since it began. 10 years of building lasting relationships, driving and supporting innovation, entrepreneurship, tenacity, and integrity. 10 years of creating and sustaining an environment for people to thrive and dreams to come alive. Ifie Sekibo is a firm believer in the role of culture in building a successful entity. The world-class culture on which Heritage Bank was founded and built has been one of the major characteristics that have differentiated it from other players in the financial services industry. Establishing this customer-centric and service-driven culture was among the reasons that Heritage Bank painstakingly accredited and paid all depositors whose funds had been trapped in their SGBN accounts for 10 years. Right at the start of the business, Heritage Bank had already begun to make history. With continued emphasis on the idea that we are not a bank, but a service company in the business of banking, Ifie Sekibo established and drove a culture that led to what has sometimes been referred to as a premium retail approach to banking. Heritage Bank has from day one been an institution with service at its core, winning various nationwide awards for outstanding customer service, even within its first 2 years in business. But it wasn't the awards alone that gave testaments to this service culture. Service was built strategically into the organization's banking environment right from the onset. From the positioning of the trapdoors and ATMs to the widely famous experience lounges, all Heritage Bank locations were indeed not branches, but exactly what they were called, experience centers. And they served the idea that everybody, no matter your net worth, deserved to be treated like royalty. A new service paradigm had been set in motion, and in just a few years, Other organizations in the industry adopted this concierge-type style in some of their banking spaces. This daring deviation from the norm reflected Heritage Bank's leadership team's desire to not only create a world-class service experience, but to drive innovation in every aspect of the business. Having intentionally embraced the innovation-centric legacy of SGBN, Ifie and the Heritage Bank leadership team were determined to redefine how banking is served, with the focus being more digital than physical. The banking hall of each experience center was deliberately designed to be small, making room for the self-service automated banking centers, or ABCs. With a quest to constantly uncover ways to utilize technology in delivering better services, Heritage Bank established an innovation lab in its premises from the very start of the business. Ifie was particularly passionate about this project from its inception and was personally invested in its groundbreaking results. Knowledge is power, and Ifie Sekibo knows this. So with every chance he gets, he tries to teach something that will help someone grow themselves or their dream. Learning and development has been a pivotal aspect of what makes Heritage Bank tick. And this was the basis of having an acculturation program for every employee, even before the organization opened its doors to customers. With this at its foundation, the refinery was conceived and established. A fully equipped learning institute for banking excellence and service culture, raising world-class men and women for Nigeria's banking and business future. Initially located in Victoria Island, Lagos, the dream expanded significantly and eventually saw the refinery evolve into a full-blown campus located on the outskirts of Port Harcourt in Rivers State. His belief in constantly advancing knowledge also led him to acquire a PhD, and in November 2020, he published his first book, Leadership Turnaround, which he wrote on the idea that the essence of true leadership is that you impact your local community for a wider benefit. When Heritage Bank finalized the acquisition of Enterprise Bank in 2014, it came as a shock to many in the industry. Having operated with a spread of just 11 experience centers, the bank made a bid for another bank over 10 times its size. This bold step was another testament to the tenacious spirit of the man Ifie and the team he led into what will later become, at the time, the most error-free combination of the systems of two commercial banks in Africa. Having a strong desire to build sustainability into as many businesses and dreams as possible, Ifie Sekibo has always backed up his belief in the possibility of a bright future by encouraging and leading support for initiatives whose focus is often to raise productive people and establish viable frameworks designed to change lives and society for the better. A famously patient man, he has been known to identify in people the sort of attributes it takes to build lasting systems. Believing that such attributes can also be taught, encouraged, and uncovered, he has led the support of youth empowerment and entrepreneurship programs centered around sustainable agribusiness, technology, entertainment, and sports. But beyond support, Heritage Bank took up the mantle of leadership and headlined such initiatives as The Next Titan, an entrepreneurship discovery and development reality TV show, HB Labs, a technology and innovation accelerator program hosted in and by Heritage Bank Innovation Lab, and HB School Olympics, a full-blown athletic tournament for secondary schools in Lagos, run in partnership with the Lagos State Sports Commission. Each of these programs has given rise to game-changing entrepreneurs and leaders in various capacities across Nigeria. The relentless pursuit of shifting paradigms also saw the emergence of Nigeria's first bank-agnostic mobile device transaction platform, now known as OctiPlus. This Heritage Bank product was conceived and first unveiled as Octopus in 2017, at a time when it was almost impossible to imagine a bank creating an app that served customers of other banks. But Ifie Sekibo embodied that silently defiant determination that became synonymous with Heritage Bank's journey and members of its entire tenacious team. He saw something that very few were seeing at the time. Investing time and resources in support of show business wasn't something that most people expected a Nigerian bank to do. But Ifie Sekibo always recognized the business in show business, with a goal to innovate systems for accurately calibrating creative input and output for the purpose of funding movies, music, theater, and other forms of content production. Heritage Bank has partnered with such entertainment platforms as Del York Creative Academy, MultiChoice, Seki Dance Drama, IFCOD, Feet and Tricks, and in 2020, Heritage Bank launched the Inspire initiative to provide specialized banking and financial management solutions for entertainment professionals. We don't do sponsorship, we do partnership, because we are interested in how these shows and programs impact people across the entire show business value chain. Statements like this reflect Ifie Sekibo's unending desire to uncover a value proposition in spaces that are alive with potential. With generational banking as its mantra, Heritage Bank has had a keen eye in building things that generations to come will benefit from. Ifie Sekibo has always been big on the idea of family and will go to great lengths to encourage employees and teammates to recognize the importance of family as a driving factor in their overall productivity and to make them a priority. Your family is the reason you come to work every day, so take them seriously and let them know that we appreciate the sacrifices they make by releasing you to us. Heritage Bank has come a long way, though its journey is just launching into its second chapter. Ifie Sekibo's leadership set in motion so many stories and so many legacies, regardless of tribe or creed. From east and west to north and south, every part of the country is flowing with people like you all, men and women that have had the privilege of working with and learning from him in every capacity. Whether as an employee, customer, partner, beneficiary, or a friend, everyone who has been a part of this amazing journey with Ifie Sekibo can truly say that he or she has been and will probably always be part of a tenacious team committed to delivering distinctive financial services, building on a legacy of innovation and partnership to create, preserve, and transfer wealth across generations.